today. And your happy healer was definitely put through it. I shared some of these experiences with you, and I reminded you that none of them need to break us, right? And that we just have to stay strong through situations that arise like that and break through them and climb over those walls and just break through to the next objective. We have to do that. And we have to stay focused on where we're headed. And that's going to continue to serve us well. So, we had an interesting day today. And your happy healer has definitely been busy trying to figure this and that out, as many of you have already known. And we're still just sort of coming up, getting live right now, which I wasn't on earlier, as just sort of putting some of our systems together because we have so many important messages coming out in the next week, in the coming days. And I just want to be able to get that stuff out to you guys without having any hurdles. And I want a nice, consistent schedule, because what we're going to be doing is picking up as perhaps every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday evenings. That's a schedule I think that would be good. And it's just going to be a time where each evening we'll be able to come and speak to you guys that you'll know what time. Because basically I'm coming on every day all the time. This is the road to the White House, and it's the road to the values that we're fighting for and everything that we represent. So it does represent, and it means so much. And so we have to be reminded of that and where we're headed. So that's definitely what's also going on. And so we're still just getting rolling here. And if you were paying attention today, I had an episode with Apple where they were basically, oh my God, they broke my computer. And I was really upset about that because it was getting in the way of our workflow. And we have so many things going on. And, I have an intimate relationship with the things I create art with. And you will too, all of us. And those who already do it know what I'm talking about, because that really is an extension of ourselves. And that's part of the Brave New World where I'm talking about where we're all headed. We're going to get out of the role of delivering trash and that being where we get our purpose and value. And rather, we're heading into the role of creativity and love, and that human value is so much value to each one of us. And creativity is going to be one of humanity's guiding purposes in terms of productivity in the world. But let's face it, a lot of the manual, physical, monotonous labor, I'm not talking about sports and hunting and enjoying the outdoors and doing other things, but I'm talking about the monotonous work that humans, at some point in the very near future, shouldn't have to do. Whether they do it or not, they shouldn't have to do it. And the point that I'm making is that we have plenty of opportunity to go into what I am billing as a modernized, mechanized, or a mechanized, modernized economy, because either way you want to look at it, it's a modern, mechanized economy. And mechanized in the sense that it's mechanical, and it just sort of happens on its own, like a watch, it's just mechanical. And it's automatic, right? That's what you think of when you think of mechanical. And so we're going to have an economy that's automatic and mechanical. And humanity is going to be focused on love and truth and all the things that we're getting wrong today. And we're only going to get to that future if we usher it in. That future is not coming. Otherwise, it's going to be a slower path. I mean, AI is already happening. The point is, we could usher this future in. And this is like a gift from God. This is the kind of future that people years ago were dreaming of. And now it's just coming up to our doorstep. It's right there. Actually, many of humanity's problems can so oftenly be solved by future technology, and so many people know it. They see the truth is, I mean, this cell phone right here, this is the iPhone XS Max. I mean, the things this thing is capable of doing, my goodness, what a modern marvel just right here. And, right there too. And, oh, by the way, I'm utilizing these products a little bit more to help get me through this this point where I'm down without my Mac. And I'll be without my Mac for about a week, I figure, which is fine because like I said, we're just going to figure out another way to do things. And one of the things is we're going to be working off of, just some of these other good devices that actually work really well. And, so I could take some load off of my main system by, doing my monitoring, my sharing, my responding, and stuff like that off of, for example, my iPad, my iPad mini. And, and then this phone here, this thing is freaking like a beast, I mean, it's got like 8 gigabytes of RAM or 12 gigabytes of RAM. I don't even know. It's just so much. And for a phone. And it's got 500 gigabytes of memory. So that's great, You kind of need that when you do media. Those who do media know. And it takes great video and stuff, I mean, they're going to get to a point, and Elon Musk talks about it all the time, where you won't be able to distinguish reality from, fantasy. And here we are on Twitch and many other platforms, and isn't that so true? Don't my Twitch friends know that, right? Think about it. You won't be able to distinguish reality from virtual reality, from media, from what the Happy Healer specializes in, right? So we are excited about some of the things, just getting that clarity today, moving forward out of that whole mess, because Apple was steadfast. They were not going to budge on this issue. They said they made their minds up, they were done, and that was it, and that I was through, and that I could pack my bags up and go home on this issue. Your Happy Healer said he wasn't settling for that because he knew that he was right. So he just took a different approach about the whole thing. And it worked out. It did. It worked out because he was able to... I'm giving you such the quick story. I just don't want to spend too much time on negative stuff that don't matter. And the thing is this does kind of matter because it was... I think a bit of humility, and you got to see how love can work and how truth can work. You see, it's just so important to promote these values that do work. Otherwise, you'll never get to see love working and say, okay, I could see how love could be kick butt. Love is kick butt, man. You want to win, you got to win with love. And so that's what we show how to do. And that's where it's got value. And we could just win with love. And that's just so great. All right, so recently I sent out a text to my supporters, and I just recently also put it on my Facebook, and I'll be copying it on the website here shortly. And that is happyhealerforpresident.com. Here we are live now, speeching it out, giving you just straight from the heart. And sometimes I know you guys get so inspired too by the messages. And a lot of this is inspiration, right, from our Creator. And so I want to hear what inspires you, and that makes me a better speaker. It helps me. It helps me understand. I have to have a sense of the consciousness to which I speak. Then I'm a better speaker in how I speak. So, and it's helpful. It really is, because we are the people, and we are serving the people. And so what I'm asking you to do is to go to Twitch if you want. It's fun. Twitch is a great place to be. I think it's a pretty cool platform. And so you go to Twitch, and it's predominantly games. So we're kind of alone over there. We kind of like, there's not many people doing what we do over there. And so that's cool. I like that. That's my style, man. That's right where the Happy Healer wants to be. I've always said if there was fame in And, let's say the overseers brought the loaves of bread and dropped it off in the middle of the field, and all the peasants, myself included, normally run to the loaf of bread so that we can eat whatever little crumbs we get to it by the time everybody else gets theirs first. And so I said, in life, I've adopted the idea and the way and the general thinking that, well, when the masses all head in one direction, they're thinning out other directions, making the opportunities sometimes exist right where you are, and other times exist just nearby. And so you just have to be a little flexible, and you have to open your mind and the opportunities that come out of that, and the perception. It's so amazing, and it's uplifting. And so that's what this candidacy is about. It's an uplifting one, and we're uniting people. We're doing it because we know it's right. And by golly, it's right, man. We're tired of living in a world of hate. And so we're just on that kind of thinking. And we know that everybody else is too. We all are. We're just over the intense vibrations of hate and awful. I mean, how many people have you lost? That's the question I ask. And for me, it's been a number. I don't even know all the people I lost, first off, because, first I speak my mind and then people will just unfriend me or block me. They get triggered. And as the happy healer, I've always aimed to trigger people because I've always seen that as a way of being able to help them see the truth. And the truth matters. If you don't have the truth in your life, then you can't get to the promised land. I promise you can't, because the truth is what takes you there. So the happy healer loves you when he's trying to get you onto the truth. And when you're onto the truth, you don't come off of it. And the truth is never better replaced by comfort. It's not comfort, it's not comfort. How is comfort of lies true comfort? All it's doing is it's making you blind to the damage that's happening to you. The damage is still happening, you're just blind to it. But you don't have to be damaged. You could just work with the truth. And that's what the happy healer wants to do. He wants to help this whole country and all of its humanity, which is his platform, focus on the truth and focus on what matters. That's why we're getting back to what matters. And we're focusing on the truth. With the truth is the future. We're not going backwards. We're going forwards. And if you just look at the technological progress that we have experienced, you know where we're headed. It's quite clear. And so it's exciting times, really. I think so. If we can seize that moment, so much can come out of it. Think about it. So much can come out of it. You can't get much out of anything if you just look at the negativity and the pessimistic sense of things. You've got to have an optimism, and you definitely have to inspire and unite and all of those things. And just imagine, they talk about these great big things that they want to do. All right, we're talking about infrastructure. All right, and the Democratic Party is the new big deal, or the new Green Deal. I've got my own terminology for different ideas, which is the spiritual new realm, and we're ushering the brave new world, and we have the mechanized modern economy, and we have a future that we can all just be so excited about, because we're just always about love and truth and unity and peace and compassion and the human value. Always and first and foremost, human value. That's where the true cherry is in this campaign, is our human values. And we'll never give that cherry up. Because you know why? We matter. And that's why I'm running. Because we matter. And because just look at how much we see around us. It's like we don't matter. People are treating us like we don't matter. And so we must not matter. It reaffirms that we don't matter in our own minds. Oh, that's dangerous. You can look at the happy healer and laugh and say, oh, he's talking about mattering. But you know it's true. And many more of you have even been moved and pushed up, and many of you that have been depressed have come out of it. Yes, by the happy healer. He brought you out just like he told you he would from the beginning. Didn't I tell you that? Well, you stuck on long enough, and now there's some of you that could attest to it. How about that? We're doing big things, and we think bold, and we think brave, and we just know that if we are onto the truth, and we're just attached to the truth, and we're doing it with kindness and love, and our enemies come at us, we're not doing anything wrong, right? We have God's righteous indignation, not their condescending smiles, right? I don't know where I get this stuff, but it's really great, right? And it's the truth, and that's what will take us there. And when you just have the truth that you're latched on to, and you let that be your guiding force, then you're just sort of riding the wave. Like, I have plenty of time to get all that stuff right and work on love and truth and all that because I live it. I live it. It's not something I have to pretend and fake and get into. This is my life. This is what we all should be doing. And it's so grand. Oh my goodness. I'm going to be your commander-in-chief? Nah, I'm going to be your inspirer-in-chief. And, well, your commander-in-chief too, but your inspirer-in-chief will make a better commander-in-chief. So how about that? And I don't get any, this is not about commander-in-chief or being, this is, let the condescending candidates, play that role. Oh, let me get my suit and tie and, yes, I'll wave down to you and okay. That's not my role. I can't do that. I'm the happy healer. And, and I'm going to call him out, man. I'm calling balls and strikes. No way am I going to just sit by and allow the crap that we all witnessed just go on and go on. And nope, no sirree. And let me check these chats here, just that I've been talking for a while, and I just sort of want to see what y'all are saying, if and what, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so that's not quite the way I was hoping. There we go. That's fine. That's fine. I got that good. I'm just going to look over here instead. But yeah, so we have a great jam-packed, I came on quite later than I intended to this evening. I wanted to update you on what happened with Apple, and I'm still not even quite done explaining that story, my goodness. But it's, you know that they sort of handled it with me. So it's kind of working out for me because now I get to get an upgraded computer that's new, and so God works in mysterious ways. God is driving this movement forward, isn't he also? They broke my computer and it brought me doggone dear and armor. I mean, it's like my Mac was like my baby, I mean, you got to remember, I'm a dork and a nerd, and I spend my time loving and doing my art and all that crap. Yeah, I'm with my Mac. Me and my Mac, baby. And they took my Mac from me. How dare they take the Mac from the happy healer? How dare they do that? Because that took away our fun. But then they made it even funner. Because now I'm getting an iMac, brand new one, with the i9 processor, which is better than the i7 that I had on the previous model and version that they broke on me. Ugh. And they told me, oh, and Mr. Lander, we're voiding your warranty. And I'm thinking, okay, yeah, you found nicotine on my computer. Okay, yeah, all right, you're biased against smoking. So am I. I'm quitting. Okay, fine. And, and by the way, Mr. Landy, we're voiding your warranty for that. I'm like, yeah, it's going to be over in a few months anyway, whatever. I really didn't think much of it. So naive. And then I bring the computer home and it's not working, and they take on an attitude of, yeah, we told you. We're not covering it. What do you mean? Yeah, we told you. We're taking the warranty away. You had your nicotine on it. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, no, don't tell the happy healer that. He brought you a working computer. This is where he's sending that stream of love that comes from the universe or God or what have you, right from the center of his being. and it's going out like a beam of light to the world, and you're putting that out of commission? I don't think so. So snap out of it. You need to snap out of it, not me, okay? And I live in a magical world, and I admit that, okay? And I want you to step into my magical world so you can get happy. But you know what, though? I am not about to sit there and watch you just tear it all down. I said, you take my Mac, that'll leave me plenty of time to make this my full-time job. And trust me, you ain't seen a happy healer get committed. So he just stays in that. He just stays doing things way longer than, well, what most people even believe is possible. So that's just stick-to-itiveness. You got to. Everyone who's ever achieved anything knows it. Oh, well, you just know how true it is, don't you? Anybody can't, you can't deny that stuff. You see, this is my background. I've been through it all. I've been through the business. I've been through the compassion. I've been through the hell. I've been through the life. I've been through all of it, you know? So I'm just here at this precipice now because of whatever life situation is thrown at me. And it's nothing. It doesn't mean anything. All we're doing is making a statement. 1, 2. The statement we're saying is that we normal people can do big things, and that we're serious about this run, and that we believe, that's huge, that we believe, and that we believe with all of our hearts. Because when you have the right stuff, when you're saying the things that you know, that is making other people go, okay, I got that and I get that. And that is the fire. That's the fire. That's the figurative fire. That's the metaphorical fire that we are lighting. And once that begins to start to boil over and you know, it starts to inflame those outer reaches and those far edges and those brushes, and this starts getting into the woods, and before you know it, the wind catches up and it's all up in the forest. Now it catches on. That's how it works. We're inspiring people. And so you hear what's being said by this candidate, and we're a serious candidate, and you've heard the other candidates, and you hear what they're saying. And so there's a clear distinction between your people's candidate, who is of and for and by the people. He knows he's a bit of a nerd. He doesn't represent everybody in the sense that he's a normal, like what's normal? None of us are normal. First off, if you want to say normal, we're all going to be in trouble, because the moment you're not in the normal class, you're out. All right, well, that's going to be women at some point, black people, it's going to be Asians at other point. Even white men are becoming a minority in some regards, yeah. And watch out, white men, because you're even losing you. First off, let's just say, privilege is a very perceived kind of thing. I mean, I'm a white guy, and I don't know about my privilege the last few years. I've had it kind of tough. And so, it's all perception, and it's okay. In the end, we just got to love. That's all. Love fixes all. And it makes things right. And, even if you have things, that's kind of little misappropriated up there, it'll come together with love. So that's why we work with love as our main force, it's our doer. You can get people compassionate about a future that they believe in. You can talk to them about something that they can count on. They can see it too. When you tell them about, this is how we're going to do it, and they could see, okay, yeah. And they could see that being filled, that living up to that promise, that they could see that promise possible. Then that's when it becomes real. And for them, when it becomes real, that's when I think that they make that mental connection. And so I want to come on, I'm going to start coming on more during the day. It was just like I said, it was like leading right up into this. It was all those problems, but it seems like a lot of this is going to get cleared up coming out of it. And you guys get triggered, I could tell sometimes, based on, things like the topic of God, or the topic of, mainly God. And that you just have to remember, the happy healer has faith. And faith is a good thing, and that we all need more of it. Imagine if we had it. And not the kind, you think of faith as what? Is like a bigoted thing? I'm gay, come on, I love guys, get out of here. Faith is about love. And when you have a loving creator, I mean, it gives you such purpose and value. And if you want to get to a kind place, how can you ever get to a kind place if your starting point is that we have no purpose and value, the kind that you can really hold on to? That's going to make it really hard. So we're going to go ahead and give it a break there for tonight. I just wanted to jump in and update you guys a bit. We're going to come back in tomorrow, and I have a lot more to share with you guys. And some of the live shows are just going to come on, cover some topics that we have pre-set up, and then we're just going to go off, and you'll be able to catch up on those later on or in the moment live. Okay? And we'll get better as we go, and with the email and not the email, but the text, however we're going to do these messages. It's a little bit complicated because the system here is actually down for the last week. But it's been kind of coming back up the last couple of days, and I've been able to see some of your messages, so that's pretty promising as well. All right, that's it for tonight. I will see you guys pretty shortly here. Maybe I'll come back on in a bit if I get inspired about something. That's how it's going to work from now on out. I just get inspired about something, or I see something that is just wrong or just moves me in some way, and I'm coming on right then to talk to you about it. So when I'm coming on, you might want to pay attention, because we're going to be touching on some important things. And, just hang in there. And your happy healer loves you. That's never going to change. What else? That's it. And your happy healer's listening, so if you ever want to contact me, just send me a message. us@happyhealerforpresident.com is the email. It's also on your screen, is the website, which you can also leave a message from there. All right, take care, guys.